Hey there, it's me, Karen Graves, and on this morning's run, I had a little inspiration for you as far as how you can achieve any goal that you want, especially those big, bodacious ones, in 90 days or less. So think about a goal that you want to achieve. Do you want to add $5,000, $10,000 more to your bank account every month? Do you want to lose 50 pounds? Do you want to quit your job and start a new business? Whatever your goal is, think about it and write it down. Then you want to look at, okay, how much of this goal can I accomplish within 90 days? If I look over, the first month, the second month, the third month, what is it that I can do every day to have an impact that's actually going to bring me to that 90 days? Now, say you want to add $10,000 more to your income every month. Well, you have to look at what is the vehicle that's going to allow you to do that. Do you have something in place that's going to allow you to do that? If not, one of your goals is going to have to be, I got to find a way to do that. If it's, yes, I can, but I need to ramp up my activity, well, then what is that activity? How are you going to ramp it up? It's really thinking about what it is that you need to accomplish and breaking it down into the small chunks. Now, here's one thing that you need to know about 90-day goals. That each of that 90-day phase, the first 30 days is going to look different than the second 30 days. It's going to look different than the last 30 days. But every single phase is going to come with its excitement and celebrations and also its setbacks and drawbacks. And I was really thinking about that on my morning run because every day I've started running this 5K. And now I'm actually, most days, hitting 4 miles, which was never the intention, but it's starting to just happen on its own. But I wanted you to think about how this happened. I told you before that it was, it was a crawl, basically, a walk, and then a run. And then it became an inner competition with myself. First things first is I got to accomplish that first mile. That very first mile, which is about a third of my run, is the worst mile ever. It's painful. It's not I'm sprinting out the gate feeling great. It's usually, oh gosh, here I go. Let me start this run. And it's the slowest part of my journey. And that's going to be your first 30 days. The first 30 days of anything is a learning curve. You're going to be going through figuring out how you operate, what is working, what's not working. You might have to tear things down and build them up. When I think about my second mile when I'm going through that second mile, I feel a little bit lighter. I feel a little bit more in my stride. But somewhere in that second mile, usually halfway between the second and the third mile, I do still feel like I'm hitting a wall. I'm feeling like, oh, I'm only halfway there. That might be how you feel in your 90-day journey. About day 45, you might have found a little bit of a stride, but there might be something that comes up. For me, in my run, it's usually knee pain. For you, it might be something that comes up that looks like a setback, that you have to, again, re-energize yourself because you might have started coasting a little and you've got to get yourself over whatever that hurdle is. Now, on that back half of that 90-day period, you should now be over the hill and start coasting down towards that 90 days. And your goal should be in sight. You should start seeing growth. You should start seeing activity. You should start feeling stronger. And that's for me. In mile 3, I'm starting to feel a little bit stronger. I know the end is coming. I know I'm going to be hitting that home stretch. And when I get there, I get to look and see what that accomplishment is. Usually, whatever I paced my first mile at, I've shaved off a whole minute by the end of my run. And for you, what you'll see is the things that seem so slow and so, that weren't moving forward in the beginning will all of a sudden seem like you're easily achieving them because now you have a system, now you have an understanding, now you're a little bit more familiar with how you operate and what's expected. So the big thing is to continue to work towards that goal. And then when you hit that 90 days, don't just sit there and say, woo, I hit that goal. You might not have hit it. You might have to readjust and recalibrate, but you might hit it. You might surpass it. Oftentimes I surpass my goal. Like I said, I hit 4 miles and I'm like, how did that happen? I only had to go 3.1. So it's a time for celebration. But what you want to do is set up for the next goal, whatever that next goal may be. Heck, I might run a half marathon. I never thought that would happen. But, there's something there. So you want to think about what is your next 90 days going to be looking like. But in the beginning, give yourself grace. Be patient with yourself. Allow yourself to, go through it some days really strong and some days not so strong. But whatever you do, keep track of your progress. Know what you're doing and always celebrate those successes, big or small, because that's what will help you stay on the course and achieve what you want to achieve. So whatever that big bodacious goal is, write it down, figure out what the steps are, and start working towards it. Thanks. Hope you have a great, great, winning, successful day.